So today I'm talking about my greatest fear for public speaking, which is time limits and running too long or too short on my time limits. I often find myself running too long. I hardly ever find myself with the problem of running too short. The basis of this fear is often that I usually base my topics on my interests. Of course, my interests don't always interest my audience, so I try to jam pack my research so that I have enough content to fill my time limit. Depending on whether or not the audience is interested in certain topics, I kind of usually try to gauge that and maybe move on from some topics and leave others out of it, depending on what I feel like my audience is interested in. Usually I have way too much content to cover. A little of the time I usually have too little content to cover, and that's usually when I'm not as interested in a topic as I could be. I like to find a lot of information to avoid appearing unprepared, but now that I'm analyzing this issue a little closer, I'm realizing that the more information I try to jam into a speech, the more unprepared I look. I can improve. I know everyone can always improve, and the book suggests planning as the way that I can improve. Our text talks about macro structure and microstructure and formulating a solid introduction that will engage my audience to begin with, get them interested, a body to discuss a few main points and get my message across, a conclusion to kind of wrap it all up, make sure everyone understands, and of course transitions to smooth everything out. Using language and style that I would find interesting if I was listening to the speech, of course using language that induces clarity, and other speaking tools that will keep my audience involved.